Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Siegfried. Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. We're going to put this on Facebook as well, but today is April, what's today? Today is April 27th. We are now we're still in the COVID deal. As you can see, I got my COVID thing here. I got my COVID haircut, and got our COVID compliance situation going on. So we're open, taking care of patients and doing the best we can to help people out. The purpose of this talk today is this. I read about 6 newspapers a day in addition to all the other stuff online that I scan, and these 2 articles today that I'm talking about, one of them is from USA Today, April 26th, and then the Statesman Journal from Oregon is April 20th. The one from the Statesman Journal says flower power. The other one from Oregon Life talks about the USA Today talks about scouring for flour. During this period of time, this COVID time, people have been really going back to basics, like doing a lot of cooking at home, making a lot of using flour products for all kinds of things, cookies, cakes, pies, pasta, bread, whatever, donuts, whatever. And what they're finding is that there's a lack of flour. The flour companies are going great guns trying to provide the public with the flour products. I mean, the basic flour, not just the flour products, but the basic flour. In fact, I called a company this morning called Central Milling Company. It's been in business for 150 years. They're behind on their orders. Of course, that's today, the 27th. They say it's like a day-to-day. They're trying to keep up with the demand for the flours from the different grains, particularly the wheat and some of the other grains. So what I wanted to talk about was, I think the grains are extremely valuable. They're loaded with all kinds of vitamins and minerals. They're very nutrient-dense foods, but I also think they should all be certified organic and not industrialized. Now, in Oregon, we have Bob's Mill. Bob's Mill stone grinds their flour, and so you can get the whole flour. The only question I have, and I tell patients to check this out all the time with any of their flour, any company they get their bread products or flour products or flour from, in this case, we're talking about the flour, you should have certified organic, untreated, which means non-methyl bromated or any of the other things that they spray or treat the grains with, because if they're treating them with anything like methyl bromide, that's a central nervous system toxin which kills the bugs. And if it's killing the bugs, it might has an effect on your nervous system as well. In fact, there's been studies that say that it has a lot to do with multiple sclerosis. That's one of the toxins that's been found to be a problem with multiple sclerosis. Other foods that have been industrialized are connected to multiple sclerosis as well as other commercial foods. But without going into that, the flour is a very good idea. But I'm of the opinion right now, the way things are, you might even consider getting the whole grain, which I think is a better thing anyway, and investing perhaps in let's back up just a minute. If you're going to get the flour, Bob's Mill is pretty good, and then there's some companies that I've found called Great Harvest, Ardent Mills, Ardent Mills, Organic Eden Foods, and then you can always go to the USDA certified organic website and look for, and just try to Google companies that have certified organic whole grains, and then they make flour out of it. They'll make flour out of it, and I think the flour is good. But if you have the opportunity to make the flour at home, it's good to buy the flour. But if you have the opportunity to make the flour at home, I think that's far superior. So what I'm thinking about here, what I want to share with you, is that the grains are loaded with B vitamins, loaded with minerals, loaded with vitamin E, all kinds of good things. Okay, so you want the whole grain. One of the best ways to do that is to buy a Vitamix. It's an investment, but you can make your own flour thing just like that. If you can find the organic grains, you can make your organic flour at your Vitamix at home for however much bread or pasta or whatever it is you're making. Another great piece of equipment is called the Lee Flour Mill. Both of these machines are quite an investment. However, it's also an investment in your nutrition, because you can do this at home, which is fantastic. You can grind the stuff, make it right away, make the flour right away, and then do your baking right away. but also with cereals, breads, all kinds of things. So I wanted to mention the Vitamix, which has been around for many, many years, and the Lee Flour Mill. It's called the Lee, L-E-E Flour Mill, which is available online as well. So the beauty of these flours is that you can, get all the vitamins and minerals right fresh at home, so that the flour isn't rancid and the vitamins in there aren't rancid. That's a very important point, because when you break the kernel of a grain, let's say wheat, it starts to oxidize. And the vitamin E in the wheat, which I'll talk a little bit here about it. Vitamin E comes from the grain. Well, I should say this is wheat germ oil. This comes from the grain of the covering of the wheat in particular. It is loaded with vitamin E. It is loaded with antioxidants. It's loaded with the molecules that are important for making steroid hormones, which makes new cells. So if you're not getting the whole grain, stone ground, and or making it at home like this, you can supplement your diet with wheat germ oil, and this is from Nutriplex Formulas. This is as good as you're going to get, folks. This company is doing the absolutely best they possibly can. It's raw, organic, non-GMO, untreated, etc. So if you make the flour at home, you're going to be getting a fresh dose of wheat germ oil. If you're going to get it in a store that's been processed or ground, even if it's stone ground, it's still going to be exposed to the air, and you have to bring it home, put it in the fridge, that sort of thing, which minimizes the destruction of the vitamins and the minerals in it. So that's basically it today. I want to talk about the importance of flour. You want to try to get certified, raw, organic, untreated, non-GMO'd, unbromated flour. When you go to the store, ask the attendants, ask the salespeople that are standing around what's been done to it. If you can find certified grains and have them in your freezer or at your refrigerator at home or in a cool place, that's better yet. I talk about this pretty extensively on my podcast. It's Dr.Siegfried podcast, and it's one of the sections is the podcast is about, are your vitamins destroying your health? Actually, the podcast is Dr. Siegfried to your health and wellness. But one of the groups are your vitamins destroying your health? And it talks about the importance between the difference between synthetic and natural vitamins. The natural vitamins are in the whole food complex. The synthetic vitamins are isolates, like for example, in this case, B1, thiamine mononitrate, thiamine hydrochloride. Look on your vitamin bottle. If you got thiamine mononitrate, thiamine hydrochloride for B1, that's like calling your thumb your hand. There's over 30 parts to the B complex that are known. Another one is vitamin D3, which is very popular these days. But vitamin D3 is one of a complex of over 30 parts that are known in the vitamin D complex. The best source of that is cod liver oil from green pasture. So the point is, my podcast talk goes into in-depth with this relative to the grain situation and how it's become so industrialized versus the way it was before that, and what's happened to the food and the deficiency diseases like sterility, other nervous system diseases that have occurred because of the industrialization and the commercialization of the flour, of the grain process. The other thing is, if you're ever interested in consulting with me, you can always call the clinic at 503-472-6550. You can also email me at dunnchiropracticclinic.com, dunnchiropracticclinic@gmail.com. My nutrition consultation is very simple. I go through your diet for a whole week to help you laser in on whole foods and certain companies that are doing a good job for us. Number two, we do a symptom survey form, which has been around since the 1930s, which I was educated on and trained on relative to from my mentors who had over 250 years of clinical nutrition and biochemical research. I evaluate that. Then I evaluate your supplements to make sure you're doing whole food concentrates, make certain supplement recommendations based on the results from the diet diary and the symptom survey form, give you a plan, and if you want to follow it, you can. Happy to help if you'd like. Give me a call, 503-472-6550, or email me at dunnchiropracticclinic@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Good luck, and remember, good flour will give you plenty of power. So have a good day.